Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Varun Kaushal and I'm a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I'm going to discuss the most overlooked topic, that is animal rights. India is to be known as a land where all the diversities are being protected and worshipped all over the world. Animals are one of the best companions for human beings, but on the other hand they are victims of major cruelties. Such major exploitation gives rise to one single question, whether animals also have their own right to life. In recent times, after numerous discussion and debates, the majority are in the opinion that animals also have a right on their life. When we look into legal factors, there have been acts established for the exploitation. So there are some available animal rights. There is no debate on the rights of human, but animals' rights have always been a hot topic for discussion and debate as well. Before going in depth, it's important to understand who are being termed as animal. There are two important central laws which recognizes animals. According to Section 2(1) of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, it clearly states that animal includes amphibians, birds, mammals, and reptiles, and their young, and also includes the egg or birth of birds and reptiles. And Section 2(a) of the same act elaborates the definition of the animals as any creature. So the evolution of animal law is as follows. Due to the backdrop incidents over the last half century that has assumed an increasingly importance of animals protection, the evolution of animals law can be traced back to 1960, when the cruelty to animals were finally criminalized under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. Though there were certain exceptions made for the treatment, but after the recognition of this act in 1960, the Animals Welfare Board in India ensured the anti-cruelty. Later in the year 1962, the Animals Welfare Board managed to set up as a principal regulatory body. Provisions were enforced just to protect the well-being of all the animals. This led to many enactments. The Breeding of and Experiments on Animals Rule was passed in 1998, which sets general rules for breeding and using animals for research. A recent amendment in 2013 banned the usage of living animals experiments in medical education. Moreover, in 2014, India was recognized as the first country in Asia to ban all testing cosmetics on animals and import of cosmetics tested on animals. Article 51 AG elaborates the fundamental duty of every citizen. It is to protect the natural environment like forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for all the living creatures. In order to extend the protection of animal rights and well-being, another remarkable legislation was passed, which was most significantly focused on the legislation on wildlife protection, which is based on the ecosystem approach and the regulatory regime of command and control in the Wildlife Protection Act. The prime focus of this enactment was to control and prevent the practice of smuggling and illegal dealing of wildlife. Section 428 and 429 of Indian Penal Code exclusively deals with the crimes committed against the non-humans, which reads as 428 states that mischief by killing or maiming animals of the value of 10 rupees. Anyone who commits mischief by killing, poisoning, maiming, or rendering useless any animals or animals of the value of 10 or upwards shall be punished with imprisonment for 2 years or with fine or both. 429 elaborates that mischief by killing or maiming any cattle, etc. animals of the value of 50 rupees. Anyone who commits mischief by killing, poisoning, maiming, or rendering useless any elephant, camel, horse, mule, buffalo, bull, cow, or ox, whatever the value thereof, or any other animals of the value of 50 rupees or upwards, shall be punished with imprisonment for up to 5 years or with fine or both. Article 21, Right to Life, states that no person shall be deprived of his or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. In respect to animals' rights, the Supreme Court has brought some animals under the ambit of the life through an extensive reading on very popular the Jallikattu case, Animals Welfare Board of India versus Nagaraja and others. Supreme Court ruled in the favor of AWBI, and by upholding the enforcement of a ban on Jallikattu, it held that Article 51 AG of the Constitution is the Magna Carta of animals' rights, and also made several observations relating to the safeguard of the life of animals under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Article 51A states it must be the duty of every citizen of India to protect any improvement of the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for all the creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry. In the case of Mirza Purmoti Qureshi Kasab Jamaat case, it was held by the Supreme Court that the only motive behind the inclusion of Article 51A was for it to be read with Article 48 and 48A. Attainable legal action. There are powerful recognized laws in place which protects animals. Number 1, Indian Penal Code, Section 428, which provides punishment for killing, poisoning, maiming, irrespective of the fact that if they are simple or rigorous. It attracts the punishment for up to 2 years or with a fine or both, and whereas Section 429 states the punishment for any killing, poisoning, maiming, or rendering useless any animals or animals of the value of 50 rupees or upward. Includes all cattle, beasts of burdens, irrespective of the fact if they are simple or rigorous. It attracts the punishment of up to 5 years or with a fine or maybe both. Number 2, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It tries to prohibit injury to any wild animals or trespass under Section 39. Attracts the penalty for the person who is held guilty for an offence under this particular act is imprisonment for a term of 3 years or with a fine of 25 rupees or both. In the case of second offence committed, the term imprisonment will be 7 years with fine of 10,000 rupees. Number 3, the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. The definition of cruelty is specifically provided under Section 11A to O, which clearly includes cruelty against the person's own pet, inhuman slaughter, inhuman transportation, inhuman living condition, tail docking, and ear docking. The person who committed the crime will have to compensate with a fine which shall extend to 50 rupees. In case of second offence, then he will be fined with not less than 25 rupees, but which may extend to 100 rupees or with the imprisonment for up to 3 months or both. In conclusion, I'd like to say that in recent time, our judiciary have been actively working towards taking magnificent steps taken towards animals. The scope for justice for brutality caused by non-humans is being widened. The only problem is that no citizen wants to fight for animals. There are rules which tries to protect the dignity of non-human. There is huge possible due to the recent developments and discussion that humans and non-humans will be treated equally and there will be no scope for discrimination. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, please do ask in the comment section and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel LEXIQ.